Hello all, Julia Hartstein here. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about practicing being on your stomach in Pilates. Now this exercise I'm about to teach isn't an actual exercise of Pilates, it's just kind of a way for you to practice and engage being on your stomach before we actually do the work where we're lifting and working up and pulling our powerhouse in and up. So that is the most important part about being on the stomach in Pilates, is that your powerhouse is pulled in and up, right? Tona Michael used to say, get breakfast off the mat, right? So all of this, right, has to, when you're on your stomach lying on the mat, and this, your bottom, has to be engaged for dear life. So, I know you can't see my face, it's okay. We weren't looking at that right now anyway. So, lying on your stomach, I'm going to show you on a Cadillac, and I'm purposely doing this up here, hopefully so you can see the level. Normally, right, and I have to do this purposely because of my lower back right now. I'm on the Cadillac to take my ankles right off, because when they're in line with the rest of the body, you have to engage this so much more. And for right now, me personally in my body, I'm working for it, but it's really been hard to keep it together. My lower back has been bothering me a little bit. If you've been listening and on my journey, there's parts of it that have gotten a lot better, and there's another part that I'm working on that I'm still working on that part, so it hurts a little bit. Back to being on our stomach. So the most important part, right, you can't let yourself sink into the mat. You see how I want to arch a little bit here? This has to go down, and this part, I don't know if you can see it, I'll bring my hand around. This part in here has to lift in and up off the mat. So let's practice. Put your hands in front of your face, more or less. Put your forehead onto your hands. Let's see if you can see. Right? And let your body relax for a second. Bring your thighs together for dear life. And as you're squeezing your thighs together, send your tailbone down between your thighs. Pull the front of your hips or your belly button in. Squeeze that for dear life. And then maybe feel this lengthen a little forward. Holding that, and then let it go. And as they do in yoga, you can rock your hips a little side to side, right? In case you're somebody like me where the lower back hurts a little bit. And again, do this a few more times. Zipping up the inner thighs, get them to meet, even if you have to physically push them together. Squeeze them. Send the tailbone down between your thighs, pull the front of the hips in, and lengthen the upper body forward a little bit. Because you want the feeling that if you let your hands go, you could just lift. And then let your body relax. Hopefully you can see a difference in my body when you're watching. I'm not sure you can, because I can't see, because I'm trying to pay attention to make sure I'm doing it. Let's see if I can watch while I'm doing it, right? As if I'm pretending to do the exercise. Squeezing those thighs together, pulling the stomach in. There we go. That's it. Because the next step is to prop up onto our elbows like so. So just so you know, that's where it's going to. But if you don't have all of this engaged, it's not going to work. Now, the most important part that I think of being on the stomach is the rounding back. It's a little different in Pilates, and I'll teach this again separately, than it would be in possibly yoga or anything else you've done. The most important part is this spot. Let me put it this way so my elbow's not in the way. This spot goes up to the ceiling first, right? Most people do this. Don't do that. I can get that elbow out of the way so you can see. Pull the lower back in. See how I'm pulling the lower stomach, this spot here? Pull that in to round over. Because you were just working on that arch, you want to pull into this spot. Particularly for those of us who have sway back and or have lower back issues, right? You've just been arching. You want to make the opposite motion happen, and that's the reason for sitting round back into your hips and your heels. And so that's the start of that. Meet me back here and we'll do a single leg stretch. And I'll see you in a few moments. Blessings.